So, hello. It's already 1 p.m., so I guess it's a good time to start. Hello to everyone. It's glad to have you here. And before we jump into the webinar, let's go over some ground rules. So number one, as always, if you are not talking, please keep yourself muted. You can keep the cameras off or on if you wish. This is up to you. And if you do have any questions, then please just unmute and ask or type in the chat. Lively discussion is encouraged. And of course, if you have any private questions or you want to email me, then you are allowed to do so. My email address is on the bottom right hand corner. Taking a brief look back at Solarstone, we started 6 years ago, even before Tesla had come out with its solar roof. We spent a few months doing R&D, and already in 2016, we had the first paying customer. Over the years, we have launched new countries, new products. Since 2017, we have been collaborating with BMI Group, who is the largest tile manufacturer in the world. In 2018, Svea Solar in Sweden started representing our brand, and now they just announced that IKEA will start reselling their products. So this is a pretty good news. And in general, I would have to say that Sweden has always been a very strong market for us. Last year, we came out with Click-On, which is a very new and simple concept to make solar roofs. And I will get into that in a few slides. And by today, we have installed more than 450 solar roofs in 8 countries, all of which are in Europe. One of the main problems in the industry we see is that it fakes sustainable behavior. Very often, solar panels are installed on top of an existing roof. So this is called building applied PV, or BAPV in short. And this results in a wasteful use of construction materials. Another issue is that I want to address is old school tools and data that are used for validation, and even on-site visits and labor-intensive checks are necessary. And last but not least, building integrated PV, so that's BIPV, tends to be complicated and expensive. It lacks economical advantages and similar functionality of a traditional roof. Solarstone solutions require 2 times less building material than traditional solar roofs, because the modules are installed directly on the battens. So you can actually promote sustainable construction methods with minimized carbon footprint. We have developed our digital toolset, which uses smart algorithms, geolocation, and satellite data for automated layout planning, quoting, and production management. And in the photo in the middle, you can see a screenshot of our calculator tool, which today is protected by a password, but we are planning to make it public by the year end. And if any of you would like to get access to it, then please send me an email. And then another thing that I would address is that our technology renders standard solar panels into modern roofing material, and we are capable of providing premium solar roof for an affordable price. To go over the products briefly, first off, we have tiled roof module, which was the first ever product we developed. The modules interlock with any concrete or clay tile. They have 2 different sizes, 2 different outputs, and they are compatible with a selection of tiles available on the market, such as BMI Monier, Benders, and much more. And the minimum pitch of the roof should be 18 degrees. So this way we can ensure that it's 100% watertight. Full solar roof, AKA Click-On. And now this is a slightly different concept we fit standard size PV modules with our unique aluminum framing, which renders those regular panels instantly into 2-in-1 roofing material And you can see on the photo here as well, there are 3 profiles that go around the panel. And they're kind of just clicked on the panel. You don't need adhesives, you don't need screws. In essence, very simple. We have the IP protected. And in the non-active areas, such as the perimeter or areas with permanent shading, like chimneys, ventilation outlets, you can use non-active modules, also known as dummy panels. These are made from aluminum composite, which gives a very similar look to the panel. Because we don't have to produce the click-on panel ourselves. We basically take off-the-shelf tier 1 or world-class panels. We can make the product roughly 30% cheaper than any other similar integrated solution. In addition to all this, we also provide off-grid solutions. A lot of people these days ask about storage systems and off-grid opportunities. So it's a fast-growing trend, and seeing electricity prices going up fast, I guess this trend is about to continue. Sadly, in our climate, it's not really possible to get by without a generator or a grid connection in the wintertime, but in the summertime, it might prove a pretty decent solution. What's coming up? So we have a couple of things under development. The 2 photos on the left show modules for standing seam steel roofs. It's actually a product that we have in the portfolio, but it's not the core product of the business because you need to install the module on an already existing roof. So we are still under development and working on this. Depending on the seam properties, the module, the output of the module can range from 140 watt up to 180 watt. And also for this steel roof module, we do not have BIM objects. On the right-hand side, you can see our solar facade. This one is made with click-on, but again, this concept is something we are still working on. For architects, we have a partnership program. So for every successful project that uses our products and services, we are willing to pay 5% commission fee. If you have any questions about this, or you would like to sign up to the program, please do send me an email and let's have a chat one-on-one. And then my last slide, why did we make the BIM objects in the first place? We see a lot of potential working together with planners and architects. So this felt like the natural step to take. We like to make things digital. We like to make things efficient. And if we want to grow to a top 3 solar roof company in the world by 2025, we need to streamline and do things differently. Luckily, we have Tulitech as our partner. They are specialized in BIM and 3D tools. We have done a few projects together. We'll definitely do a few more. And with this, I would actually hand over the microphone to Kaur, who will introduce the ProdLib library. Thanks from my side. So I'm gonna make you host, just a sec. There we go.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Good. So hello, my name is Kaur. I'm from Tulitech. And actually, we have from Tulitech today here also Asko and Kermo and Katre. And they will, Asko and Katre then will show more details about Archicad and Revit solutions. And I will speak briefly about Tulitech and Solarstone BIM library in ProdLib system. I hope everybody can share see my screen. Here I have ProdLib Manager installed. So ProdLib Manager is a desktop application, and all users, it's actually free to use, and everybody from the world can download it. and there are different than manufacturing libraries here. And I have here already installed Solarstone, so I can see what kind of library it is, under what it classifies, in which languages it is available, and what kind of softwares does it support. Also, it's possible to make a Solarstone desktop shortcut, so I can click here, and then I will have here a button for Solarstone. Let's activate that. So the library concept is very easy. Here on the top we have products, we have tutorials, we have contact information, settings, and if there are any updates, then update and update history. Under products, at the moment, we have full solar roofs for Revit and tiled solar roofs for Revit and Archicad both. So if I take here rectangular shaped roof, you will see the first inside. So if the roof is rectangular shaped, it basically looks like this, like in the picture. And here there are multiple options that I actually can modify. So I can modify the roof height, roof width, roof panel height, and panel width. And this also instantly communicates with the Revit model. And later on, if I want to insert that model into Revit, it generates this model with those exact measurements defined. Also here, I can click if I want to have those blind panels on top or on down. Furthermore, the library has PDF content, so you don't need to waste time to look information. Everything is in one single place. Then we have a triangle shaped roof, and here again you can insert the necessary values and generate the Revit model from that. And then trapezium shaped roof. Those are not under one single model, because the model itself will become too heavy and it would be quite hard to use. Also, we have tiled solar roofs for 90 watts and 105 watts module. And the principle is the same. We have here in the middle description about the product, and on the right side the available materials, PDF, Revit. And if here are some Archicad listeners and users, then everybody knows that for Archicad it works a bit differently, but this we will show later on. That's a very, very brief overview of the library itself. It works with Archicad, with AutoCAD, and with Revit. And now I'm giving the word over to Katre, who will show you how to use Revit models directly from the library. Thank you.
Hello, thank you, Kaur, for the introduction. Before I begin, can you hear me?
I will also make you host. Just a moment. So, Katre, now you are the host.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
And can you see my screen as well?
Yes.
Okay, then let's begin. First of all, as Kaur already said, I'm going to show you examples in Revit. And first of all, you have to open your project, then open ProdLib and install Solarstone catalog. Since I already have it, it is on my menu bar, so I open it. There are two different roofs, full solar roof and tiled solar roof. I start with full solar roof. As Kaur already said, there are three shapes. I have heard that there might be coming new ones, so keep an eye on that. But since my house is pretty easy, I'm going to use rectangular shaped roof. So we have to put correct values in the box. So roof height, roof width, I'm changing them now. Panel height and panel width, these measures should be coordinated or agreed with Solarstone crew. So if you want to contact them, you can go to the website or go to the contact button, and there is also the basic information about them. So let's pretend that I have agreed the correct panel height and width. Sorry. And another thing you can do is panel overlap. This means you can vertically change the overlap between vertical panels. 0 means the minimum possible overlap, and 130 means the maximum overlap. I stay with it. As Kaur already said, you can change where you want to put blind panels, on top or in the bottom. Just to click away, I'm using on top. There are two different Revit families for installing it to your project. First is full version and the other one is compact one. The difference between these two are the solar cells. In compact version, you can't see exact solar cells. You can see only the cross where the solar panel should be. Since my computer is not that good, I'm using the compact version. Just clicking on it and waiting a bit. And now I can put it on the roof. The family is host based, so you can't put it anywhere. You have to put it on roof or on wall. But since we are talking about roof, then I'm putting it on the roof. And you can put it in 3D view or in the plan. It depends where you want to do that. So I'm using 3D and searching the corner of left corner of the roof. So there it is. I already see that I didn't put correct height in here, so I can change it in Revit in properties. So there is the same parameters, and I can easily change it in here as well. If I'm happy with it, then this is the result. I also can change the side profiles if I don't want to show them. There is a visibility parameters, left and right finishing profile. If you click them off, then they are not showing anymore. And one pro tip, if you want to give out the EFC and you don't want to show just crosses, then I recommend to go back to the Solarstone catalog, put here small values like 2050 2500 and insert the full version. I already did it, so it is in my project. I click on it, activate it, and in here I can change it to the full version. So if I click in here, I can see the cells as well, and this is the full version, so you can see all the cells as well. Since Revit is BIM software, you can put information in solar panels. So in edit type, you can see electrical parameters in here. The values are 0. This is because of we can change the panel width and height, and if we can change them, there should be electrical values also changing. So you have to fill them by yourself. And if you are a Revit user, you know that there are some challenges to make everything happy and beautiful. So if you have any kind of opening like window or chimney or whatever on the roof, and you can't put solar panel there, then you can't use this kind of family. You can't cut it anyhow. That just be there. It is Revit. But we have come up with another solution for that. So you open the Solarstone catalog, full Solaris rectangular shaped roof. And under here, there are some more Revit families, like individual solar and blind panels and void for cutting. I already installed this in my project, so I can move on in my project. So I open architecture and component. And in here, I can find the blind panels. So first of all, I'm using it, putting it down, give the correct measurements. As you can see at the moment, there is no side blind panels. This is due to the fact that the panel width is exactly the same. It needs to be to cover all the roof. But since I already pretended that I agreed the new measures, I changed it too. So now we have blind panels on the side as well. From now on, I recommend to work with another view. I made another parallel view with the roof, the same slope. So I open it. I hide this one. And now I'm adding some solar panels. So I just put them on the roof. And I have to give a new values in here as well. So the overlap was maximum. And in here you have, you can put the number of total solar panels, but you don't have to read them manually. You can use this blind panel family, activate it. And in here you can see that number of panels in the row is 6. So I'm using this 6 in here. And now I have 6 panels, but in wrong places. So I'm using move commands. And if I go near the side panel, there's invisible line. And if I use this left corner and activate it, I can move my solar panels next to the blind panel. And the spacing between blind panel and solar panel is correct. And after that, just copying up. Sorry. So now I have solar panels, but then there was something in here, some openings. So I have to change the number of solar panels in here. So 3. Now I copy these same solar panels. Next. Change the number of panels 1, since I have, I need 1 blind panel in the row, and in properties, I can change it to blind panel. So now they are blind panels. And for making the cut in the panels, I'm using void family. Just putting it down. There is 1. And if you have to cut more than 1 panel, you have to make a new void for it. And if you need to cut profile as well, then you have to click on profile, because otherwise it won't cut profile. So now I have 2 cuts. In void family, I have height and width. I can change it. Since I don't know the correct hole measure, I'm just trying to move it in a correct place. So now I have hole, and I can put another 4 solar panels as well in here. So I just copy them. And change the number. So now I have 2 different types of full solar roofs. 1 with the holes, 1 with no holes. So let's move on. More thing. If you want to make EFC, then just export EFC. I already did it, so I can show the final result in EFC as well. So this is how it looks like in EFC file. But let's move on. So about the tiled solar roofs. There are 2 different types. I'm using the second one. And if you want to know what kind of tiles you can choose, then you have to go to Solarstone webpage, select products, tiled roofs, and there is a list of compatible tiles. But since there are 2 different sizes and output models, I recommend to contact with Solarstone, and they help you to get the right information and correct information. But in my example, I'm using Monier. So in here, the basics are the same. You have to fill the boxes. In the first row, you can see that width of all the panels. If you go in this info button, you can see that you have to insert roof width and roof height. For that, I'm going to go to another view. I made area I would like to put these panels. So I know the measures now. I fill them. Also, you can choose if you want shifted panels or not. If you want shifted panels, you can choose the offset and the vertical distance, but you have to give value between these numbers, otherwise it doesn't work. Let's make first a file without shifted panels. So I'm inserting it. Putting it down. And now I have these tile panels. Like in full solar roof family, you can also in here change some parameters. Maybe I want shifted panels, then I click it on. So I have now shifted panels. As you can see, there is a chimney in here, so we can't put solar panels in here. To fix it or to change it, I give new value for width of all panels. And now copy next to it. So in here, you also have, I hide it. In here, you have also blind or invisible lines. If you click on here and go over here, then there is another invisible line. This means if you copy on there, the horizontal spacing is correct between these families, between these. And so you don't have to think how much I have to cover it. And I give new values here. Now you have correct model. And to have one-year roof as well, I just unhide it. I already did it. Go in here as well. We have the correct solution. And the final result in EFC looks like this. I'm going to show it. So this is the final result in EFC. And for this family, since it is not, since you can't change the height or width, the parameters like electrical values are already inserted, so you get the correct information in here. And I think this is it for me. I will pass on Asko, who is going to show you basically exactly the same thing, only in Archicad. So thank you. So, Oscar, you can take over.
Hello. Do you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you.
So, do you see my screen now?
Yes.
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 So first we need to download these objects, and if these are not downloaded, you need to, this icon here or button is different, but I have them downloaded and they are in this folder. So and they are also added to this project, but if you don't have, then add these from this folder. These all objects are on same library. So I start with tiled solar panels. So here are roof tiles from Monier, and these are solar panels. And if you can see, they fit nicely together. These are completely different objects from Monier. So I can add one more layer here. Maybe a little bit off, but that's okay. I can do it again. Mouse is too sensitive for showing things like this. But yeah, basically just a little bit more modifications, and these are okay. These are single, that's because these are single tiles. That's why it's so difficult to place them. But solar roof tiles are on a single object. So you can, for example, change width, height, and it adds, for example, I can take 10 meters and it calculates how many panels you have automatically, so you don't have to do it. But these tiles are from different company, and you need to manually place them like this here. And we have Monier, solar panels working with Monier and with benders. So these are pretty standard roof tiles. And you can change roof angle, roof pitch. You can change this offset here to, for example, if you have a little bit different different tile, then you can easily change that value here. So that's about it about these objects. Another object is a single panel from full solar roof. Let's change angle. You can change angle also in menu. From here if you want. And let's multiply it. Let's see what Carl says. Okay. Now we have this last panel is dummy panel in this project. So let's say it's dummy panel. This is not solar panel. So
that is one of the options that Asko is showing, that you can individually place the panels and make it solar or plant panel.
yes. This is one of the options. So now we can just multiply it to the full roof. So here we have these, I didn't say before, we have these snap or hot spots to easily position them. So you don't have to calculate anything. Too much. Let's just delete these. Okay, full roof, and it's this is done now manually. Now another object is
the second option is then fully parametrical, so you can basically instantly place all the panels on top of the roof.
Yes.
And that's basically hard-coded.
Almost hard-coded, yes. It's so here it's the same thing as before, as with one panel, but it's like a single object. So we can also change this in plan view. So it's maybe it's easier because so let's change it in plan view. Now I change radius. Maybe I can switch on this view that you can see. These with cells are solar panels. And it calculates automatically how many panels it has. Oh, sorry, I need to change first. It's not in this corner. It takes a little bit more time because of these solar cells. Too much. I need to change this LOD. So I know it's 45 degrees. I can also manually type it, so it's a little bit faster then. And of course, I can also manually type it in menu. If you go to this object menu, you can place these dimensions here too. Here you can see it's not precise. I know that it is 45. Almost there. You have to wait so much. So
it also is a bit slower because of the sharing screen. We have noticed that if you work with such models and you share a screen, it doesn't matter is it Archicad or Revit, then it's much slower. This.
So now maybe yes. So now we can repeat this process with other panels. This one is also 45. Let's make it like this right now. You can also, if you know exact measures, you can also type them in, and but I show you how it can be done here. So It's like a Lego. Yes, it is quite slow today.
Maybe you can fix that and then move on to the final result and show also how to make a cut and turn the individual panel into a solar panel or blind panel.
Yes, yes. I have just one. Maybe I still finish it. So this one goes here. So it hangs. It doesn't. It is very slow right now. I turn at this cells also. So it's okay. So now we have almost full roof. This one is not placed. And I turn these cells on again, LOD 120, and you can also turn them on in menu. Right now it's scale sensitive, but you can also turn them off here and turn them on. So it's a little bit less detailed. So now, for example, we have now a chimney here, and we don't want a solar panel here. Maybe this one too, we need to have a dummy panel for some roof components. So we have little hotspots on every panel. These ones here. So if you click on them, you can see you have options 1, 2, 3. 3 is turned off, 2 is dummy panel, and 1 is solar panel. So I choose 2. and it's dummy panel. If I, for example, for this one, I choose free, then it's turned off. So, and you can always turn it on again. You can drag it too. You can drag it to the left, it's on, to the right, off. So it's it works like this. Let's turn it on. This zoom thing is really slow. So now you can make cuts to this one because you can't cut the solar panel. And what else we have? We have almost every shape what you can imagine. Sure. It gets slower and slower every time I click something. So we have almost every shape, rectangle, triangle, for example, rectangle is 90. You can see preview on this little screen here. This one is 90, this one is 45. And if you make this one is width here, if you make it 0, it's a reverse triangle, like upside down. And what else? You can have flashings. If this edge is straight, you can have also flashings. You can change panel overlap. It's this distance between this and this. You can dummy panels are, for example, are on top, but you can have dummy panels on the bottom too, full row. So it changes, you can see. And of course, you can change solar panel width and height too. And it's from 900 to 2400. No solar panels can fit here now, so it's full dummy. If I change this blind panels position, then I can have 2 panels. So
the logic is that basically the panel itself is parametrical, and the roof is parametrical. So, and as the measures time to time of the solar panel change, then it was no point of doing a fixed model with fixed solar panel measures, and we did it parametrical, and information which solar panels are available can be found on Solarstone webpage, or you can also directly ask from them.
I promise you, it's a little bit faster when you use it without this Zoom thing. So it's quite slow for some reason. Well, now it's fast again. I don't know. This Zoom thing is messing. So if you imagine you have some snow barriers here, you don't want solar panels here. Maybe you have also some shadow here, so you don't need solar panels here, and you can just turn them off. 2 is off, 3 is off, 2 is dummy panel, and so, for example. And of course, you can add here flashings too, because now it's just, it's like any other ordinary roof material, basically. So that's about it. There is much going on in this object, but yeah, one more thing, you can show actually how many solar panels you have on one piece. So right now it's 6. I turn something on. Let's turn this one on. And now you have 7. It's done.
And Asko, what are the minimum and maximum measures of the solar panels?
Minimum is 900 and maximum is 2,400, and its height and width is same. It's actually, you can see it here too. It's 900, 2,400. So you can place all measures here if you know, and it's faster. So if you know all measures, then you can do it here too.
So this solution gives actually a very good and fast possibility to use Solarstone. Click on solar roof and solar roof panels to model your house roof, and why there is 2 possibilities, individual and this full automatic solution, is that we don't, or we cannot imagine all the cases where maybe some individual panels need to be used, and that's why there are available both options. Anyhow, it seems that we're coming to an end. Maybe some of you have any questions regarding Archicad, Revit, about Tulitec, about Solarstone, or it's like Michael told that we're eager to have a quite open webinar, and actually if something is bad you don't like, also this feedback would be very handy. I will actually ask that has somebody who is here participating in this webinar actually used Solarstone BIM library and also their products, Archicad Revit models?
No, I have.
But I guess Mike, you can take over again. Maybe Asko, you can make Mike host again. It seems that.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. If you don't have any questions at the moment, then I guess we can wrap up this webinar. If there is anything you would like to ask in private, or you would like to have one-on-one chat about affiliate program, then yeah, feel free to email me, and let's just take it from there.
And if you have any questions regarding the BIM models or suggestions how to make it better, or what you don't like, all feedback, even negative, is very, very welcome. And if there is something positive about that also, that would be nice to know. But from my side, thank you, and see you again in the next webinars.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.